Pay attention to the woman walking east on Hawthorne Street in Milwaukee at 10:58 p.m. on November 3rd. Her name is Lena Morales. She is 31 years old. She's wearing a dark green coat, black ankle boots, and a gray knit scarf pulled tight around her neck. Her hair is tied back. Over her shoulder is a worn leather backpack. Inside it are her phone, a paperback novel, a charger, her keys, and $92 in cash, tips from her shift. Lena has just finished work at Riverview Market, a neighborhood grocery store where she works the closing shift 3 nights a week. She planned to walk the 7 blocks home to her apartment on Palmer Avenue, eat leftover soup, and be in bed by midnight. She has work again at 7 a.m. The street is quiet. Cold. Streetlights cast long shadows across the sidewalk. Her hands are in her coat pockets. She appears calm. Unhurried. At 11:01 p.m., a traffic camera captures her crossing Hawthorne and 9th. At 11:03 p.m., a pharmacy security camera shows her passing its front window. At 11:05 p.m., a residential doorbell camera records her walking past, briefly glancing at her phone. That is the last confirmed image of Lena Morales. At 11:07 p.m., her phone sends its final data ping. 2 blocks from her apartment. Then it goes silent. Lena moved to Milwaukee 2 years earlier from El Paso, Texas. She left behind her parents, her younger brother, and a teaching job that had drained her emotionally. She wanted a reset. A quieter life. Fewer expectations. She rented a small 1-bedroom apartment in a mixed-use building on Palmer Avenue. Above a dry cleaner. Below 2 long-term tenants. Her routine was predictable. Work. Walk home. Shower. Read. Sleep. She didn't drink. She didn't party. She didn't stay out late. Her co-workers described her as reserved, reliable, kind. She never missed a shift, her manager would later tell police. And she always walked home. At 12:15 a.m., Lena's sister, Marisol, sends her a text. "Did you make it home?" No reply. At 12:42 a.m., Marisol calls. It rings once. Goes to voicemail. By 1:30 a.m., Marisol is worried. Lena always texted back. Always. At 1:58 a.m., Marisol contacts Milwaukee police to report her sister missing. The initial response is routine. Adult female. No signs of distress. Possibly stayed with a friend. But Marisol insists. Lena had no friends in the city close enough to stay with. She never disappeared. Detective Aaron Feldman is assigned the case at 8:20 a.m. on November 4th. Feldman has worked missing persons cases for 14 years. He knows patterns. He knows which cases fade quietly, and which ones don't. This one doesn't sit right. He starts with the timeline. Riverview Market security footage confirms Lena clocked out at 10:47 p.m. She exited through the front door at 10:53 p.m. alone. Street cameras track her until 11:05 p.m. Then nothing. Feldman pulls phone records. Last activity, 11:07 p.m. The phone did not die. It was turned off. Feldman canvasses the area between Lena's last sighting and her apartment. The route is residential. Narrow sidewalks. Older buildings. Few cameras. A dry cleaner owner across from Lena's building mentions something unusual. A van, he says. White. Parked here that night. Engine running. He can't remember the license plate. But he remembers one thing clearly. It was still there at midnight. On November 5th, Feldman receives footage from a doorbell camera on Palmer Avenue. At 11:06 p.m., a white cargo van is visible at the curb. At 11:07 p.m., the van's side door opens. The camera doesn't capture Lena. But it captures something else. A shadow. Movement. Then the door closes. The van pulls away. The investigation escalates. Feldman requests traffic footage across surrounding districts. The van appears again at 11:19 p.m. heading north toward the industrial zone. Then it disappears. No plates. No company markings. Nothing. Lena's apartment shows no signs of forced entry. Her backpack is gone. Her bed is neatly made. Her soup is still in the fridge. Feldman interviews neighbors. Most heard nothing. One tenant mentions seeing a man in maintenance coveralls in the building earlier that week. Fixing something, she says. I thought he worked here. The building manager denies hiring maintenance recently. No work orders. No contractors. Feldman checks city permit records. No authorized maintenance. No inspections. No scheduled repairs. Someone had been inside the building. Someone who didn't belong. On November 7th, Feldman gets a break. A gas station 12 miles north of the city captures the white van at 11:43 p.m. The footage is grainy, but enhanced enough to show the driver. Male. Mid-30s. Dark hair. Hood pulled low. Feldman freezes the frame. He's seen that face before. Not in records. But in another case. 2 years earlier. Another woman. Another walk home. Another van. That case was never solved. Feldman reopens the old file. The similarities are impossible to ignore. Same time window. Same neighborhood type. Same method. This isn't random. It's practiced. By November 9th, the case is no longer a missing person. It's an abduction. And Lena Morales is running out of time. Detective Aaron Feldman doesn't sleep much after November 9th. He has Lena Morales' face printed and taped to the whiteboard in his office. Beneath it, a timeline. Times. Locations. Camera angles. Every missing woman case teaches you something, Feldman once said. This one teaches him urgency. The reopened case from 2 years earlier belongs to Nicole Avery, 27. She vanished in February. Walking home from a late shift. White van. No witnesses. No body. The case went cold in 6 weeks. Now it isn't cold anymore. Feldman cross-references locations. Nicole disappeared 6 miles from Lena. Different neighborhoods. Same type of street. Same hour. Same blind spots in camera coverage. The pattern is clear now. Someone is choosing routes. Choosing women. Watching. On November 10th, Feldman expands the search radius north of Milwaukee. Traffic camera analysis identifies the white cargo van again, briefly, on a service road near Menominee River Parkway at 12:04 a.m. the night Lena vanished. That area borders wooded land. Old utility paths. Abandoned service tunnels. Places no one walks at night. Search teams are deployed. Dogs. Drones. Volunteers. Nothing. No Lena. No van. No trace. At 3:12 a.m. on November 12th, Feldman gets a call from a county utility worker. A routine inspection uncovered something strange. A locked steel door. Half buried. Not on any map. The site is 18 miles north of Lena's apartment. Hidden behind brush and dead trees. The door leads underground. Police cut the lock. The smell hits first. Damp earth. Metal. Chemical disinfectant. Beneath the door is a narrow staircase. Concrete. recently reinforced. At the bottom is a room. 10 feet by 12. Soundproofed. A mattress on the floor. Plastic containers. Empty food wrappers. A chain bolted to the wall. And in the corner, barely conscious, curled into herself, Lena Morales. Alive. She weighs 84 pounds. She's dehydrated. Her wrists are bruised. Her voice is hoarse. She whispers one word when medics lift her. Please. Lena is rushed to Frottert Hospital. Doctors say she's hours from organ failure. She's been sedated. Drugged. Kept alive intentionally. Once stabilized, Feldman sits with her. He doesn't rush. He lets her talk. When she can. She remembers footsteps. A voice behind her. A hand over her mouth. Something sharp in her neck. She remembers waking up underground. Lights on a timer. Food delivered twice a day. The man spoke softly. Always calmly. He told her she was safe. That the world outside was dangerous. That he was protecting her. He never used her name. But he knew her routine. Her job. Her schedule. Feldman knows the kind of man who does this. Control without chaos. Planning without panic. This isn't impulse. It's obsession. Forensics pull DNA from the underground room. Fingerprints. Boot prints. Tool marks. The concrete work is professional. Not amateur. Someone with construction experience. The van is found 2 days later. Abandoned in a gravel lot outside Sheboygan. Cleaned. But not clean enough. DNA inside matches the underground room. The suspect has a face now. A name. Elliot Grayson. Age 38. Former municipal infrastructure contractor. Fired 3 years earlier after falsifying permits. No violent criminal record. No arrests. Invisible. Grayson rented storage units across 3 counties. Inside one of them police find backpacks. Phones. Wallets. 8 women. 8 identities. Including Nicole Avery. 4 of the women are confirmed deceased. 2 are still missing. Lena was number 9. Grayson is arrested on November 18th at a rest stop near Green Bay. He doesn't resist. He smiles. Asks for water. In interrogation, he speaks slowly. Carefully. He says the city failed these women. That walking alone at night is dangerous. That he created a safe system. He calls the underground room a shelter. Feldman ends the interview early. Nothing Grayson says is worth hearing. The trial begins 8 months later. The courtroom is silent when Lena takes the stand. She doesn't cry. She doesn't shake. She speaks clearly. About fear. About darkness. About survival. The jury convicts Grayson on all counts. Life imprisonment. No parole. Lena doesn't return to Milwaukee. She moves back to El Paso. She takes time. A lot of it. 2 years later, she opens a small community bookstore. It's called Still Here. She hosts self-defense classes. Safety workshops. Quiet nights. She still walks. But never without light. Never without awareness. The underground room is sealed. Concrete poured. The door removed. Nature reclaims the land. But the cameras remain. Watching. Waiting. Because sometimes, survival is the ending. And sometimes, being seen is what saves you.